But then if you live in this country, maybe you don't mock so much, because Seattle, which is a city in our country, has just ended a law that required people to wear helmets while riding bikes. Now, that's good. There shouldn't be a law about that. Do it if you want. It's the reason they ended that law that Jason Rantz will explain to us tonight. Jason is our man in the Pacific Northwest, and he's got the story for us. Hey, Jason.
Hey, welcome to another edition of Everything is Racist. This time it's bicycle helmet laws that are racist because black bicyclists were given tickets at a disproportionate rate than white bicyclists. Now, this claim is originally based on a non-peer-reviewed report by a woke PhD student over at the University of Washington. This was an attempt to tie bicycle infractions to instances of racist policing. So across the city of Seattle and King County as a whole, it's a $30 ticket if you're not wearing a helmet while riding your bike. But after the first couple of years, pretty much wasn't enforced. And yet the King County Board of Health decided to look into the ticket distribution as part of their commitment to what they define as equity, because they were inspired by the BLM movement. So this report says black bicyclists are ticketed nearly 4 times more than white bicyclists for not wearing a helmet. But the data represents under 300 total tickets to black cyclists given out over 13 years. And some of the people who were ticketed were homeless, most likely riding stolen bikes, which likely caught the attention of the cop at the moment that they gave out this ticket. Nevertheless, it was enough for the whole King County Board of Health, by a vote of 11-2, to repeal the law because they say the research that I just cited shows that, quote, racist and discriminatory enforcement came as a result of that. Except the research doesn't actually show that it disproportionately targeted anybody. It doesn't say why the numbers are what they are. It also doesn't say that whites aren't wearing helmets but getting a pass for it. They make up the majority of the tickets. All the data shows is that black bicyclists in Seattle just happen to not wear helmets as much as the white bicyclists. That's all it shows. Whites were ticketed, by the way, 10 times more often than Asian riders. So if this was intended to be some sort of racist law, it wasn't very good at it. To your point, go ahead and oppose this law for legitimate reasons, wanting to focus on personal responsibility. I think that that is a legitimate argument. But the logic here is absurd, so apply it in this way. The majority of gang members in the state of Washington are black and Latino. So that means arrests associated with gang violence will disproportionately impact blacks and Latinos. So should we get rid of enforcement? Should we stop going after the drive-by shooters because of that? No, of course not. It is absurd.
But New York City did just that. Some PhD students should do a study on why all the self-hatred in the Pacific Northwest. There's a bottomless well of it. It'd be interesting to know what that's about.
No kidding.
Jason Rantz, great to see you tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Tucker.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.